And coming to you live from Tuapa Nue. We are here with the third rendition of ESL Open Cup Fueled by Dare. Refreshing sip of Dare. I am your host, Yaku of Dizaku. With me today, I have El Barista Blanco himself, Light_VIP. How we doing, Light?
Not gonna comment on that. now I understand what you were saying before we went live.
Yeah.
Well, what's up? We're here with week number 3 of the ESL Open Cup, and Yaku. Let's get into this.
Alright then, who do we have in the top right-hand corner? Well, I'll tell you, we have the GPO champion coming out of that championship on Saturday. He is the Blue Terran, the man with Harpoon himself, representing Legacy Esports as well as Australia. Everybody give it up for Azure. Ahai.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, representing Mind Freaks, as well as all Zergs in Australia, we have Chase. So, Chase going for a pool first, which is, you know, what do we expect from Chase, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty much about, yeah.
This is why I wanted to cast him. Unfortunately, we didn't get to cast him last week. I was a little bit cut by that, a little bit upset. Chase went up against Mighty Kiwi actually, and they took it to game 3, which is pretty impressive. I mean, for both players, like Chase,
Yeah,
he's been practicing a lot more. Mighty Kiwi, he recently came back to the game.
Yeah. That was perhaps the big upset of last week, and now we'll see what we have in store this week. As we are starting off with a two of the players who I think it's a little unfortunate that they start in the first round.
Yeah.
We all kind of expect them both to go pretty far, if not for the fact that they were against one another. But Chase is going for a Roach Warren.
Yeah, and Azure is going for an SEV scout, so he may just spot this immediately. A Queen's gonna. It sees everything.
Sees it all. You were open, Chase. And now it's time for the chase to be on. Good kind of with the Reaper, and now immediately responds, but I'm not sure if a single bunker is going to be enough. He is getting the factory up as soon as he can. Should start pumping out units, or maybe getting a tech lab after that.
Yeah, I'd imagine like once Azure gets a tank out, like he should be able to secure his position defensively. See what Chase decides to do, because we have seen a couple players, like if they get scouted this early, they just transition and they don't go for it, and like the Terran just overly prepares defensively. Meanwhile, like the Zerg can transition, but instead we do have Roaches on the way, Ravagers as well. Will this do much though?
That's definitely an advantage of playing it a little bit, or playing this build a bit more conservatively, not going straight all in, not going for a quick lair just yet.
Yeah, and we can see like a couple of drones are on the way as well, so he's not like overly committing to this. Like Chase knows that Azure knows that he's going all in.
He knows what he knows, and he knows what he knows.
Yeah, but he's not though, so he doesn't know. Mind games.
Can't call a bluff. This is about massive mind games. There's only one Ravager out, and that's not, even if all of these Roaches are Ravagers, that's still not enough biles to take out a bunker. And Chase is just gonna go for it, trying to get some SCV kills wherever he can, almost viling his own Roach. Luckily, being able to avoid that.
And it's nice he's delaying all this mining time.
Yeah, that he is. This is pretty good for Chase right now. It's about as good as he can really get with this more conservative pressure.
Yeah.
4 or 5 SCV kills, that's pretty dang good. And I think a Mule also went down to there. No, it did not, but yeah, 5 SCVs for just 4 Roaches. Yeah, not too bad, and Chase is starting his transition.
Yeah, I don't think a Mule died, but it may have timed out, like again, because everything pulled.
Well, it wasn't mining, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So, you know, it's pretty good opener, and again, he's transitioning, he's droned up, he's getting lings, like, Chase, he's by no means like out of this game, even though it was scouted immediately, which is pretty cool.
But he is still gonna have to face a bit of an uphill battle as Azure is looking to ramp up. He's started his starport is almost about finished, and we'll have to see what he decides to do. It looks like he's gonna go for some Banshee harass. If he just gonna go Viking first. Oh, okay. That's not the Adam swap I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah,
so Azure is just gonna be pumping out Marines left and right.
Yeah, I mean,
double drop.
It's not like, you know, there isn't an overlord coming into scout anyway, but it's interesting because Azure, he is getting a faster third CC up, and you know that also means, I guess, tank push follow-up, so that also helps out Chase a little bit. I will say that Chase, his third is a little bit late. It's actually in a really weird position.
It's actually very yeah.
Like,
that is very vulnerable right now if Azure is planning to go for that tank push, which he should be based on what he's building.
Especially because Chase, he's creep spreading to the right. Like, he's not even spreading in the direction of his base.
No, like, you don't get it. This is mind games. What Chase is planning to do right now is make Azure think that that's where he's expanding to, right? And so even though he's getting an isolated base, Chase is not going to drop there. And I mean, who will harass this location? Who gets a third location over there? In fact, a lot of people don't even get a fourth location there. A lot of Zerg players, I should say, don't even get a fourth location there.
All right, cut to 2 minutes from now when Azure drops that
right
base.
on top of that base. And Azure has no creep spread to defend. But this could actually be very dangerous. There are no medevacs for a hot pickup here. These Marines are super exposed, and the tank does get bound down. But this is a very, very tough position to break right now for Chase, and he's dedicated to it. He's losing his entire army.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good start. He picked off a lot of Marines, and he sniped the tank on the high ground as well with that vision. But he can't quite break the natural quite yet. He's morphing a lot of rap. He could snipe a couple of tanks and then back off, but there are so many more units on the way as well.
And if you look at it, the bunker is in range to protect the tanks. The biles are just enough, but they are going to be on cooldown now. But it looks like Chase has been able to bully his way through, but will he get too much done after this? Chase is rallying a lot of Zerglings over to this base, so it looks like he might want to end the game right now.
Yeah, that's why he got the forward base. Like, he's not intending to drone it up. He's using it as a reinforcement to spawn more and more lings.
Fire on the tanks. Not at all what would happen. The medevacs, do measure boost away, but the tank is out. And how many Marines are there? Not a lot, I can tell you that.
Can he do it? There's only 3 left.
And Azure actually not losing too many SCVs that take quite a bit of damage there.
Yeah.
But arguably got the better end of that trade. He's still getting his upgrades. He doesn't quite have the momentum to push out yet now.
Yeah,
but
and that's
considering the amount of buildings that he does have, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. His upgrades are done.
Yeah, and that's the most important part, right? Like, every single tank for Azure was sniped, and because of that, like, it's gonna be so difficult to push out across the map. He only has 1 left now, compared to like the 5 that he had.
Dropping should be pretty effective right now, especially with 1-1. He needs to know about this isolated base, though.
Yeah, it's so vulnerable right now, and it's kind of abusable as well because you could go from third into the natural, and there's no creeps connecting them, so it's so hard to defend both at the same time. But yeah, as we were speaking, you know, as Chase realized he wasn't going to end the game, he's getting his upgrades. He's droned up his exposed third. He's getting a bailiness as well.
Now he's getting an exposed fourth.
What? Where are you going?
Chase went back to the basics of Zerg and decided, you know, Zerg players tend to expand vertically, upwards or downwards. I should do that on every map.
What does he even have? I've legitimately never seen this on this map. Like, no one. Like, not even Micah does. Is Micah? Is he get? Yo, has Chase been training with Micah? I don't know.
That is a possibility.
Oh god.
I'm not willing to rule that out just yet. I think that is probably what happened.
Yeah, that's the only explanation really. But as we were
Azure trying to drop.
Yeah, we were just talking about Azure dropping. And imagine if he drops at the third, he's like, hold, Where is it? Like, he still doesn't have vision.
You know, Chase
Ooh.
does have vision, does want to prevent this drop as much as he can. The creep spread here should indicate to Azure that there's a base there, but you're gonna be disappointed, buddy, when you move in.
Exactly, it's so smart because Azure, he's pressuring this end of the map, hoping to hit the third base, but there is no third base.
And Chase is even pretending, playing along that there might be a third base. This is the biggest of mind games, the most galaxy of brains I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, and so far Chase
ESL Open Cup fueled by Dare.
He's getting away with it. Like, Azure so far hasn't dealt any economic damage, any damage on the side of Chase's map at all. Meanwhile, though, all the players are, they're up 2-2 on the way. Oh, has to be careful here.
Oh, trying to kite this. He knows that the roaches are so beefy. He needs the starter step, but his attention is focused elsewhere right now. Tries to boost forward, but actually, dodging the bios to the medevac. I did not think that was going to happen. Chase does actually take out this army, but it is just Lings and Ravages.
Yeah. So all the Ravagers do go down. It does look like Chase is starting to rebuild them for those biles. Ooh, Liberator's trying to come out.
Now
Chase does spot them. He does. Doesn't believe it, but he does see it. But Chase should have enough Ravagers to defend. At least one. Oh, that's
The has gone down, but look at his position.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure. Does Azure have range ballistics, advanced ballistics?
I don't
does
believe
not.
he has he doesn't have a fusion core.
All right, that's a pretty good spot. It's not super abusable, but I didn't realize that was a spot.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good because you need Ravagers or air units like Hydras and Queens won't reach. So it was quite nice. But Chase did have Ravagers in preparation for that, and it does look like Azure, he's pushing out on the map, and oh my God, he's so close to the fourth
Azure
base.
is pushing out, but Chase is pushing in. But now goes back into a concave. Does actually get a couple of bio units and as well as a tank, but there's no real way for Chase to really push in here. So Azure, he's gonna look to attack somewhere else, keep this siege line up. Somewhere else, but
I'm a little bit worried because Azure, a lot of his tanks are kind of clumped up, so Biles could kill like 2 or 3 tanks like in one volley, really. So he does have to be careful there.
Yeah, they're also not quite in position where every tank can fire at the front line.
Yeah.
In this scenario where the Zerg player has gone heavy on Ling Bane, you don't really want tanks backing up other tanks because, of course, there's friendly fire to consider and whatnot. You really want every tank to focus on the front lines as much as you can. But speaking of the front lines, it is closing in all of these Banelings. It's like we're watching. I don't remember who we watched last week on Sunday, but it's that one player. It's like we're watching sort of right now. He's going in heavy on the Banelings, and it looks like Chase has about wiped out Azure's army. He did pay the price for it.
Can he take down the planetary?
Rallying in defense, but if he takes out this base,
yeah, and Azure keeps it alive, like his reinforcement just in time. The planetary dead, but he does heal it up, and there are a couple of Banelings ready, but they question sometimes.
And if I were to echo the words of Steel from last Sunday, Banelings are actually deceptively gas heavy.
Yeah.
You do not want to waste them at all. If you use up all of your Banelings, you better be sure that your enemy is crippled after that, your opponent is crippled after that, because otherwise, Azure is just going to demonstrate how he's going to keep the fight on.
Yeah, and we do have Hive on the way, and Chase is playing this style where there is no Spire, there is no Hydrogen, so there is very little anti-air, and there are so many medevacs left alive for Azure because of that.
You know what I'm thinking? You're thinking what I'm thinking, like.
Ultras,
yes, this is actually the perfect composition right now for Azure. He did get a couple of Liberators earlier, but didn't really dedicate too much to them. He is starting to get a couple of Marauders. Okay, never mind. He literally only has one.
He one.
So this army is super vulnerable to Ultralisk if Chase can get them out in time.
Yeah, but it's still a long way away. I don't believe the Ultralisk Cavern has even started. Hive just finished up, but still 3-3 isn't even on the way for Chase. Meanwhile, for Azure, he's already started it.
Well, he is going to be relying a lot on these run-bys. He does get a surround on top of these Marines. As you can see, 2-2 versus 2-2. Marines can tank a couple of hits before Adrenal Glands.
Yeah. And I'm kind of surprised by how exposed Azure's base is here on the left side. The tanks are...
Are you really surprised? Oh, Azure, right. I thought you said Chase for a second. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, and Chase, he just evacuated his and third base. He just doesn't have enough here. He's waiting for his banelings to morph in.
Dude, Azure does not even care about that fourth base. He does not want to give Chase any time. Hot pickup. I was worried that Azure might have been overproducing medevacs, but now we know why.
Exactly, like it's so abusable, these medevacs, just because there's so little anti-air in. That's the hard part about like taking up the hive this quickly. But again, Chase like slipping up a little bit, like his economy just isn't there right now to work on that hive tech. Like he has the hive, but he hasn't really done anything with it. He can't afford it.
No, he cannot. But this is a huge run by coming in by Chase. Does get a quick wall off, Azure does, so he does not lose all of his infrastructure. Will not be able to cap the production. That might have been the final blow in the coffin, the nail in the coffin right there.
That could be it, because the third went down. I don't think Chase is even mining at his fourth base. He did expand.
He's way too worried about that.
Yeah, he did expand all the way down to the south. Yeah. Finally, but again, like, how long is that fourth gonna stand for Chase? Like, it's so close to the planetary of Azure.
How long do the drones have to go to get there before they can start mining? I don't think those drones are even gonna mine before they die.
Oh god, no!
Like so, the drones! Oh, what a tragedy there. GG is called, and Azure proving why he's a GPO champion.
GG. What a game number one.
This is why we were surprised that they were seeded in the first round.
yeah, and it's such a shame because it does feel like if Chase didn't expand in that direction, he could have been fine. Like the game wouldn't have ended that way. It was just so hard for him to defend because Azure was pressuring so much and the bases are so close and so difficult to defend. It's just, yeah, it's kind of a shame.
That would have been the biggest brain move if Chase had won.
Yeah, it would.
Well, it's still a bit of a big brain move, but we would remember it more fondly.
Yeah, I mean, it almost worked. You know, he was being very aggressive and he was dealing a lot of damage to Azure, but like at the end, like the game continued, right? And in the more macro game, like you're at a disadvantage when you have those bases as your more, you know, reliant economy bases.
I'm trying to think back to what I remember you were trying to teach Quirky and Kuro, or basically any third player back in the days, where it was something along the lines of, you want to take the forward bases and save the pocket for much later in the game, because then it's not exposed.
What was that, Kata? What?
And it was a dojo at some point.
Yeah, I remember when those were a thing.
Dude, remember?
Chase just making sure we're ready as game number 2 has been set up.
And what a map that we have here. The Golden Wall.
Yo, I've been laddering a lot more recently.
Yo.
And the new maps, they're rough. that's all I'm gonna say. They're rough, man.
The new maps.
Yeah.
I think you cut out, but all I heard was the new maps. That's all I'm gonna say.
Exactly.
But speaking of all, we have to say here, we have it here. In the right-hand side of the map, spawning in the right-hand side of the Golden Wall, Ellie. We have the Greens all the way from the land of Australia. He is looking to reverse this around. He is the man with 201 IQ. He is representing Mind Freaks, although I think Mind Freaks represents him all the way from Australia. Give it up for Chase.
I also saw Insano comment about Chase's IQ. But in the bottom left-hand corner of Golden Wall LE, we have the Blue Terran representing Legacy Esports, the latest GPO champion. It is Azure.
All right, this is wait. Let me take a double check on the bracket so I can see who was seed A and seed B. It was
There's no seeding.
no, but I mean how vetoes work. Where it's like A B, right? So I wanted to see who was A and who was B. It looked like Azure was seed A, so he chose the first map, and I guess this would indicate that this is Chase map's pick.
Yeah, and I didn't really quite see whether Chase went gas pool or pool gas, but either way, he did get them before his hatchery, so he is looking to be more aggressive with his links. He does already have, link speed is on the way. I think it was just pool first. I'm not too sure, but we'll see. I do believe, especially since Azure is SCV scouting, he's links and sending his Reaper home to defend his natural. Oh,
yep, that's very important
to
take note of.
And it was scattered again. God damn it.
Have I ever told you the definition of insanity? This time, however, Azure is looking to hide a SCV. Gonna be a little sneaky as he can.
I mean,
never mind.
You could definitely argue that on this map, you can get more secure bases. I mean, we'll see if Chase decides to mine out the wall next to his main and go for like that more secure base, like as his third or fourth. I don't know. But we'll see, as you know, we do have 5 roaches on the way.
That we do. That's one more than the previous game when Chase decided to move out. So there's your fun fact for the day.
Oh, and there's a lot of links as well. He's committing to this push.
Could be a long game, but it could not be.
Yeah, I mean, he could be calling Azure's bluff, as in like, so Azure, he sees what he's doing, but he's like, oh, you're not going to commit just like he did in game number 1, right? But instead, Chase going for it. Oh, does save the Reaper in the end.
Trying to get us around, but not quite getting it. Kiting this Zergling and does actually kill it.
He actually lives.
Across the map, Azure has the bunker up. He does not need that much firepower. But Chase is getting one more Ravager than last game. So again, some fun facts.
Yeah, that is. The tank is almost done though for Azure. The Reaper here, the bunker gets surrounded. It's got to go down.
And the roaches are in. The Zerglings come in. And this friendly fire could actually hurt Azure way more than Chase. Does manage to get the biles. The tank is surrounded. This is looking increasingly rough for our blue GPO champion.
Oh, did he do it? He just needs to break into the main.
I think Chase might have just done it here. He has so much momentum coming in with even more links. He's camping the production.
Wow.
Azure trying to get a medevac out so we can try to evacuate things, but GG is called. Chase evens out that series sideways 1-1.
GG. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Yo, we were talking about how Chase did the same thing again. Hey, you know, like,
yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, that was really surprising. Azure, he kind of had like the right idea. He was getting out his tank. He had a bunker out as well, and he had all these marines. But the repairs weren't there. Like the Lings just got an immediate surround on the bunker. And it went down almost immediately. So yeah, his defense as his natural just wasn't quite as strong as it could have been, and yeah, GG. Like Chase breaks through.
How are we gonna see it again? It's gonna be the big question here.
Game number 3, he's gonna do it again.
Nah, game number 3 is when Chase goes 5 hatch before pool.
No, game number 3, Chase is gonna go hatch first.
There we go.
It's gonna be crazy.
Oh man. That's something out of the ordinary there. But it is gonna be a map that we actually haven't seen on this channel in quite some time. Or at least it feels that way. here for me.
Yeah, this is one of the maps that are like probably vetoed a bit more often. Zen at least. So we'll see. We'll see how we go.
That's definitely something. I had word, but then I forgot how words work, so I'm just gonna leave it there. It's definitely something.
God damn it.
But so you're forgetting words here. We are in the top right-hand corner map, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Zen. Ow. Hold on, I need some dare. I'm refreshed. Here we have it, evening out the series sideways 1-1 with his bajillion level IQ. He is the Green Zug, all the way from Australia, representing Mind Freaks. He is the Roach Squire himself. It is Chase.
And spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Zen LE, Australian Terran representing Legacy Esports, going up against we called it, going up against a hatch first. It is Azure.
Azure taking
what a madman.
Nothing for granted. What an insane man. Has he been playing with me on Micah?
This is the equivalent of Maru proxying in Game 5 of Best of 5. That's what's happening right now. It is. My God, he's crazy. He didn't even go hatch. He didn't even go hatch pool. He went hatch gas pool. Oh my God.
My dude, this is so.
Watch the Reaper just kill him.
Standard.
What's what? He just doesn't have his lings out in time and he just dies. He just doesn't know.
To a single Reaper.
God. But yeah, well, you know, Chase playing out of the norm, going for a more economic focus build, which is not standard, at least for Chase. So we'll see how he does. Can he macro?
This does prompt Azure to be take it a little easy here. Gonna not worry about getting his defenses up too much. Wants to probably go into a more of a Hellion build to try to secure map control early on.
Yeah. How do you feel about Chase doing this? Would you have liked to see him go for the same build?
I'm deeply offended.
This is not what I came here to see.
We've been lied to, hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
My God. We'll see. Mind Freaks management will have a speaking to Chase after. Instead, he's watching.
The manager of Mind Freak.
Yeah, he's the player manager. I think. So there we go. But yeah, we'll see. Azure going for a more standard. Well, I mean, he's going for 1-1-1 every single game, but you know, we'll see.
Well, that is the most standard of standard Terran builds. Well, you know what? I repressed this memory, but you brought it up just by saying 1-1-1. The mathematical discussion at Steel on Sunday. I'm not sure if you were awake or not.
I feel like every other week you have a mathematical discussion about builds, but you just reminded me of my mathematical discussion with Yoda, so you go.
Alright, we're gonna repress everything. Azure going for Banshees this time, and I do like that quite a bit. Banshees aren't quite as hard-hitting as Liberators are, but they're much more mobile, and they don't rely so much on the Zerg player not really focusing on that particular area.
Oh my God, the Queen wasn't there, so the Hellions get in!
Hellions do get in, and there's actually a lot of drones that are lining up. And it's only 4 Hellions, but 7, 8, 9 drones have already gone down. The Banshee is not quite here to capitalize, but soon it will be. Where are the spores, Chase? Where are the spores?
Yeah, and so there is an Overlord Scout in the main base of Azure, so Chase should have an idea of what is coming. But as you said, still no spores on the way, which is quite surprising since the Banshee is already finished up and Cloak is about to finish as well. Okay. All right,
Well,
so
this is a really late Roach Warren.
yeah, it does seem like Chase is opting to go Roaches this game instead of Ling Bane, which isn't too bad against 1-1-1, and ideally against Mech, but so far I don't see what he would have seen to like trigger that. So he will be playing it against. Oh, there we go. That's why. We do have a Nidus Worm on the way. Oh boy.
Well, that's gonna be highly dependent on Azure's awareness and scouting. Trying to poke in here, bait a couple of units out.
Yeah, the Queens are pulled away.
Yeah, where are the Banshees right now?
Yeah, like there's still no spores, so the mineral lines are so vulnerable. But the Banshee stays home. It doesn't go in.
They're going home. What?
Wait, did he spot the Nidus?
Why? He might have spot the Nidus, but.
Maybe. Yeah, surprising. And
he has a Marine in position, but he hasn't quite noticed this. Now he has sending in the SCVs to body block. This should be enough for now. He needs to make sure that nothing can come out. But the Queen's just bypassing the SCVs. There's that transfuse. And if this is how it ends for Azure, he is not going to be too happy.
My God.
GG is called. I take back everything I said. I would like to personally tip the manager of Mind Freak. That was definitely something to watch.
I'm in
and that's
shock.
GPO champion already out. Already out.
One of the favorites of this tournament gets taken out by, basically the new GPO champion.
Exactly. That's how it works. He takes in the essence of Azure, I think.
I like how Oreo's in disbelief as well. It's like, what? What's happening?
Oreo, who faced no, he didn't face Azure last week, did he?
I think he did actually. I think we casted them. Yeah.
Chase is now saying over in the chat channel, "Whoa, I can't believe the worst player won."
GG. I'm impressed. It is a little bit sad that Azure he doesn't continue his run where I'm sure he could have made it far, but yeah, now Chase, like, this is his time to shine. Like, congratulations.
A lot of pressure now on his shoulder. A lot of eyes are on him now. Which, to be fair, there were eyes on him already. Right from the start of the week, we did say, yo, these are two people who should be in the semis, at least.
Yeah. And again, like, Chase, he has been playing a lot more recently, ever since picked him up. Like, he's picked up the game again. He's got his new peripherals from his sponsors. And yeah, he has been grinding, so it's cool to see some of that pay off.
Especially when it translates to a GPO championship, basically.
Mm-hmm.